All right, bottoms up. Holy crap. Is there anything better fried than shrimp? Fried shrimp is just top of the food chain for me on fried foods. What's going on, everybody? My name is John Serwin, and this is my kitchen. Welcome. Today, I'm going to show you how I made this. A fried shrimp po' boy. Put our own blackening season on it, our own breading, fried it in some beef tallow with a homemade remoulade. Pretty tasty. I'll show you the techniques and how it's done coming up. Stay tuned. Here's a quick tip. When you get frozen shrimp, just grab yourself a bowl, take the shrimp, put it into your bowl, and then you put cold water at a very, very slight trickle. That way the movement of the water will actually help to defrost the shrimp faster than if you just had it in cold water. Another quick point I want to make to you. So whenever I buy shrimp, I look at the ingredients because they will put in sodium and sodium tripolyphosphate and other sort of preservatives that help plump up the shrimp. I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, maybe they're harmless, but I would rather have individually quick frozen. So if you look at the ingredients, wild caught shrimp, that is it. If you look at the ingredients, sometimes it'll say that sodium tripolyphosphate or sodium, and that's just a sort of preservative that, hey, if I can avoid it, I'm going to avoid it. Also, I feel like that makes the shrimp rubbery when you're trying to cook it. So yeah, just a little tip for you. For our blackened seasoning blend, we're going to go in with 3 tablespoons of some smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of some granulated garlic, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon, you could use cayenne. I like using this stuff. It's called jalapeno powder. It depends on what mood I'm in. Today, I'm feeling jalapeno powder. 1 tablespoon dried thyme, and then half a tablespoon each of oregano and rubbed sage. So I'm just going to eyeball it and put about half in each to make up 1 tablespoon's worth. Open it away from me to keep those spices from rushing into my nose. Hey, looks pretty good. All right. I'm going to end up transferring it to a little shaker bottle. For our po' boy, we are going to make up a sauce known as a remoulade. I don't know if this is a classic. I call it a remoulade. I don't know if it's like the classic New Orleans type remoulade, but yeah, it's kind of a great utility sauce. And guess what it starts out with? Pretty much like a lot of my sauces, half a cup of mayonnaise. So we're going to go half a cup of mayo. I'll have the exact measurements, but this is kind of how I do things. It's by eye, but I've been cooking for long enough that I have a good idea. Plus, we're going to let this sit for at least a half hour in the fridge and retaste it. So anyway, half a cup of mayo. We got 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, about 5 glugs, as I like to always say, of Worcestershire sauce, 15 glugs. Oh, I forgot I took that thing out of there. Took a little stopper out of there. Make sure you check that before starting to get in there. But yeah, that's probably about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of hot sauce. Next, we'll go in with some pickle juice brine. I have some bread and butter pickle juice, so it's slightly sweet. I enjoy it. Go in with about a tablespoon. Next, we're going to go in with 1 tablespoon of some honey. I try to usually keep these measurements relatively easy. About a tablespoon of everything. So guess what? We're going to go in with a tablespoon of parsley, 1 tablespoon of cilantro. This is basically like a herbed hot mayo. Think of it that way. And 1 tablespoon of some green onion. We'll go ahead and give this a mix up, see if we need to adjust any sort of seasonings. I can already tell we're going to need some more hot sauce in here. So we'll call it 2 total tablespoons of hot sauce. But again, we will let this sit and we will try it out in about a half hour. That's looking a little better to me. Forgot one last little thing. I'm going to microplane a small clove of garlic, raw garlic, into here. If you have roasted garlic on hand, feel free to use that, but I would go with about 3 cloves of roasted garlic. This was raw, so I just did 1 clove. And again, back into the fridge now. All right, we got our shrimp out of the cold water. We patted it down dry with paper towel. We are going to take 1 whole egg, crack it on in. We'll do about a tablespoon. I'm just going to eyeball it of our blackening seasoning. And then we're going to go in with a heaping tablespoon of some cornstarch. Just like such, maybe a touch more. So now we're going to go in. I'm going to actually glove up. Go ahead and mix around our shrimp with our cornstarch, our egg, and our blackening seasoning. There we go. That's what I'm talking about there. Get everything all nicely coated up. What I think I'm gonna do is like an old school shake and bake. Since we have our shrimp already seasoned up, I'm gonna take a gallon-sized bag, get our shrimp all in there, and then put our panko right into the bag and do like a shake and bake style. Try and get all the goop if I can, or as much as I can. Tried to be clean about it, unsuccessful. Clean up the outside of the bag a little bit so she'll seal. Not too worried about the inside because that's gonna get goopy anyway. Now we got our shrimp right in there, our cornstarch, our egg, and our seasoning, and then I just have some panko breadcrumbs. I'm gonna put about a half of a cup in there, the old shake and bake style. They would kind of just hold the bag like this, and this will be a shake and fry style. See how they get coated up. This way it's not a crazy amount of coating, and it's just a little bit, you still get the shrimp, but you get a little bit of crunch. Those look pretty good. Here's our new cooking vessel. We got a wok, about 1 quart of beef tallow in there, heating up to 350 degrees. They're only gonna take maybe 2-3 minutes, just till they're GBD, golden brown and delicious. Over here we got our draining rig, so I put paper towel down, and this is just a cooling rack that I have upside down, so hopefully it can wick away some of that oil. If you don't want to do it that way, go ahead, put it this way, but this will actually wick away the oil, or the beef tallow, I should say. Our oil has come up to just past 350, and we're gonna get this on in. I'm gonna just grab my spider, shake off the excess, and drop them on in. Try and get them spread apart a little bit. We're gonna do 1 ladleful at a time like that. There we go. Oh man, it smells so good. I'm gonna finish up the rest of these and then we're gonna build our sandwich. Shrimp's all done, time to assemble our sandwich. All right, let's retrieve our bread from the oven. Remember, we just crisped it up and do a little bit, maybe to like there. Yeah, that looks good. Give this a, I mean, it's just, you hear that? Sounds delicious. Give this a nice little cut in half, open her up, make a little bit of a moat out of the top end. That's what I like to do. Whoo, she's steaming. We're gonna go down with our remoulade on both sides and in the little moat that I like to call it. Throw down some bread and butter pickles. I just love the taste of bread and butter pickles on a po' boy, on any sort of sandwich. Big old fan. Next, we'll throw on a little bit of lettuce so we have something for the shrimp to rest on without scooting around too much. Let's switch gears a little bit. Go from the top here, because I'm gonna load it up with shrimp in this moat over here. We're gonna go some red onion. This is all gonna be on the bottom beneath the shrimp, and we'll do some nice tomato. Now, we're gonna take a whole bunch of our shrimp here, nice lightly breaded, and we are just gonna pack it in to our moat that we made. You know what? I'm gonna see how much I could possibly fit on here. Why not? Let's get weird with it. That looks pretty good. All right, we're gonna try and close her up. Whoop, lost a few. This would be a good candidate, which I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wrap her up in some aluminum foil. I think that'll help envelop this shrimp more. Try and give you a nice look before I wrap it in aluminum foil. All right, and there you have it, folks. That is a homemade fried shrimp po' boy. This is one of my favorite sandwiches, actually. I think I make at the firehouse. And to be honest, I usually we got some great fish markets around in Chicago. I usually just go to them. They have some butterflied shrimp that is already breaded, but hey, if you don't have that, this is why I wanted to show you. It's very easy to go ahead and bread and fry up some shrimp. It's very approachable, not that hard, and hey, you're gonna screw up, but they're gonna be tasty mistakes. I promise you that, if you like shrimp, that is. But yeah, that herbed mayonnaise, that is a remoulade, as I like to call it. I'm not sure if it's a technical remoulade. If someone from New Orleans or someone knows, feel free to comment below and yeah, teach me what makes it a remoulade. Especially during Lent time or Fish Fry Fridays, feel free to make this up, and I bet people will enjoy it. Fried shrimp sandwich is pretty much always going to hit, in my opinion. Well, nothing left to do but give it the old official taste test. Take it out of the foil a little bit to make sure I don't bite into it, because that would suck for my fillings. Yeah, I think the foil did its job to go ahead and have the bread envelop all around the shrimp, see? All right, bottoms up. Holy crap. Is there anything better fried than shrimp? I don't think so. Fried shrimp is just top of the food chain for me on fried foods, I think. At least right now, because I'm having it and I love it. They're phenomenal. And in this sandwich with that remoulade, the bread and butter pickles, the lettuce, tomato, onion, how that all just comes together, that blackening seasoning and the panko breadcrumbs with that bread being crunchy on the outside, nice and pillowy on the inside. Whew, yeah. That is a nice collaboration, if you will. All those flavors coming together and melded up. Man, yeah. Anyone with a seafood or shellfish allergy, feel sorry for you. I have another video of a blackened chicken po' boy. Both are fantastic in my opinion. Are you a fan of po' boys or are you a fan of fried shrimp? What's better than fried shrimp out of the frying foods? Let me know in the comments below. Just want to thank you guys all for coming by. Much appreciated as always. And just remember, you're only making food out of ingredients till you sit down and share them with the ones you love. Then it's a meal. All right, guys, greatly appreciate it. And if you could, this video over here is what YouTube thinks you'll like. And this one over here is what I think you like. Why don't you go ahead and comment after you watch them both and let me know which one you like better. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Helps me out greatly trying to grow this little community and greatly appreciate it. And till next time.